Another clip here that's awesome, also with sound. So good. Again, just like with the other one that I had, there's not super much to talk about just because it's so good. It's just minimal things for polish. I just love the style of it. I think the poses are really cute. I think the idea is really cool to do all of this. I love that there's interaction. You got the wheels there, that the prop is moving. You got little movements there in the box. All of that is there. So the like picky things would be like you put something into a box and the box is moving, but nothing else is moving on top there. I would have a little bit of a watch out for that. I like that. It still shows the character in there. In terms of Tom, there's some moments like these when you have your leg pose like this and you move over with the foot. There's nothing going on here. You even have really a lot of movement in that leg. And then it starts to move a little bit. I like that. The toes are animated, there's a little drag there, but just overall that just feels a bit too broken up where it's just too much of an IK leg. And then even as you move over and you got some pressure there, even this cartoony, I would still have a little bit of squash there to show that you are putting pressure on it. You can see that with this. And then you have here maybe more pressure on the heel. Maybe even the toes might go up a tiny bit and then you come back down. Just little things like that. Also, when you have moments with this coming out, if you play this in real time, it's just a bit harsh. Just the way the head moves over there and then pops up but then goes straight the other way. And if that, then I would go a bit stronger with the overlap on the hips, and I would also watch out to not cover too much. It's barely covered, but still you could easily move this out a bit more and then come back so we don't cover too much of the face. Speaking of the face, I like all the cute eye pose and the changes there, but even then spacing wise, there's some moments where the head just moves over very horizontally, very, very straight there, and then pops back down. So it's watching a little bit on those arcs, just a tad. Even on this, you got a pivot right where that nose is. So something like this. Even this, the cat going over, it feels very straight, very IK, horizontal, no arcs. I would play with that just a bit more. Got a good drag on that tail with that sudden move on the cat, but you could play a little bit more on that face is very straight on. So at this, have a little bit of a drag and horizontal in those ears, dragging just a bit, and then they can come back out here for a little bit of overlap. Just tiny things like that. But overall, again, this is picky, picky, picky. Like I love hand poses like that with the fingers. That's great. But then you could have something where if that's kind of the the relaxed pose, as it goes over to throw, maybe a little bit of a curling in to grab it a bit more just for that moment, and then to reopen the fingers there, stuff like that. Again, toe stuff, I'm always kind of picky on toe things. As you compress here, it'd be nice to get these a bit closer and then compress out. I do like that little quick move in with the tail dragging. That's great. Cute little boop, boop, little hop to go in there. Again, there's a lot of really cool stuff. I'm just pointing out super picky things like going down. Even this, you can have a little bit of a slight change on that head rotation and that spine, so it's not going into a curve in the body like this and then going into a straight too soon. But I do like that change here, just a little drop in the hips. Could also have a little bit of a wide rotation, just again on that finishing that turn, maybe overshoots a bit and then comes back. Tiny things. I do like this here. Cha-ching! And it could be moments where maybe bring that shoulder lower to get into a nicer curve overall, so you don't have that break there. But there's some, again, some good stuff there. Watch out, this feels like a big intersection on that, but that could also be the prop here. Let me see that handle. I don't know, there's some slightly funky, maybe not. Maybe I'm not seeing the wrist rotation. I'm not sure. This felt like a really big intersection. And then the hand, I would personally at this point, even if it's one frame, you can really pose out that one frame where it's not like this. You got your wrist a bit more aligned with the forearm, and just adjusting the finger poses, which then can lead right into that rotation out there. I love that. I love that jump there. Let's play this again. And that's cool too. All that. That could have a little bit of nose over rotation a while bit and then come back. Just slight changes in rotation. Even here, that could have a slight move over there with a slight tilt to go into that. That's really funny though. Great change. Oh, great shape there. That instead of horizontal, I would give again a little slight as you go down, slight rotation to then come back into that, which can lead right into this. Love that one. Bam! Really explosive. But then jump there. I'm getting ahead of myself. But then a little bit of more structure on the arms, and then watch out those wrists. I know this is really fast, but since we're in there frame by frame, be kind of nice. Even stuff like that, to not have a tangent. That gets kind of close. I'll even move that foot out to get a bit more of a cleaner silhouette. So little things here and there. It's great though. I love that too here. Same thing here. You can have on that lean over with that weight going back, a slight change in toes there. Just to get a little bit more life. I know this is on twos and it's all cartoony exaggerated. Just little things could be kind of neat. Like even if you go something like this and you move over, I will bring in a slight foot roll with a slight banking with more pressure on these toes. So that toe goes up and maybe that toe is in a slight curve down for pressure and then you come back. So it's not so completely cut off IK wise. That's kind of that picky just because it's really cool.